Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. I mentioned it just before the break, the Ottawa Markets. You know, when we think of the market, automatically we go to the ByWard Market, I think, for so many of us. But of course, we have different markets throughout. But Ottawa Markets is the Parkdale Market and the ByWard Market. And down in the ByWard Market, they are doing some really innovative things, some exciting things. And one of them is called Gallery 55. I'm joined by Zachary Dayler. He is the Executive Director of Ottawa Markets. Zachary, great to see you again. How have you been? I mean, this must be the most exciting time for you and your team when it comes to Ottawa Markets.
Exciting and busy getting those
Yeah.
markets open down here in ByWard and at Parkdale. But as you say, you know, it's really wonderful, especially after 2 years, to see people coming back out there and exploring their spaces. And of course, here, and you mentioned, we're responsible for the outdoor precinct of ByWard and that wonderful Parkdale Market in Wellington West. So excited to see them up and running.
Zachary, what's the role of our Ottawa Markets?
Yeah, so Ottawa Markets is what's known as a municipal service corporation.
Okay.
So really simply, we're responsible for the outdoor precinct that is ByWard and Parkdale. And why do you have a municipal service corporation for those two places? Well, they really are the two original markets in the city. You know, almost 200 years ago in Lower Town in the ByWard area here is where, you know, the first market began to feed a growing city. And then as we grow, we see the emergence of Parkdale. So we really, in a simple way, are the historic stewards of our market program.
And I mentioned, you know, you are innovative. You know, you're always coming up with new ideas. The York Street Market, you know, you've got some nighttime market. I won't steal your thunder. You can explain those for us. But the newest thing really is Gallery 55, a very unique space. Tell us about that space.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, as you mentioned, as sort of the providers of the outdoor space and the outdoor markets, we are looking for really unique offerings. You know, there are lots of wonderful markets across the city, but what makes our program a bit different is that connection to sort of the historic place that is the city of Ottawa. And so we're launching our night market, as you mentioned, our Parkdale night market, our York Street Farmers Market, which is producers only. This year, we're launching the ByWard Night Market, which is going to be really exciting, some new offerings down here. And as we're here to talk, the Gallery 55, which is our new free-to-enter space for the city, where we're hoping to highlight some exciting shows coming forward.
So what type of events have you seen in this space, and what can we expect coming up?
Yeah, so one of the things that's wonderful about Ottawa is its rich artistic sort of community. You know, whether you're seeing it right now with the amazing skateboard show at Beyond the Pale, you see it in the Painted Tulips, or even at our National Gallery, there's a rich artistic community. But there's also a significant embassy community in Ottawa, and that's where the idea really started, was providing a space for embassies to come in and present information about their countries, so that as our visitors come through, they get that education and that experience about everything that comes together to create, you know, the beauty that is Ottawa. Beyond that, we also know that there are local artists, you know, that might not be at that Ottawa Art Gallery level or might want to try out a show. And so we wanted to create a space where they could come in and do that with very limited costs. I mean, obviously, we charge a little bit to make sure there's a fresh coat of paint. And we've got a great team in Fabiola and Mike, who's actually a retired curator from the city of Ottawa, and Fabiola, who's an event planner. And so we've been able to sort of create a space that we hope is easy for our embassy communities to access, but also our artist community. And one of the upcoming shows is actually a show with the Lower Town Community Association, where they're exploring the concept of what is home. Right now, in the gallery, we have a great exhibit with the Austrian Embassy in Canada and that partnership. Before that, we launched a gallery with the Algonquin College photography graduate exhibition, and some of those pieces are up. So really excited to see how the space is being used. And again, really important to provide free to enter space to those traveling to and through the market.
And this is part of a larger sort of activation plan, right?
Yeah, so as we say, we look to activate public space through markets. ByWard is a historic area. It's always been a market over the years. It's evolved into a little bit more of an event district and space, and you see that we maintain 7 days a week produce, but we have wonderful artisans and crafters on the market. And so for us, as we come out of COVID, we're looking at what measures we can do to reintroduce the public, reintroduce visitors, reintroduce Ottawa to these spaces. And what we find are things like the gallery, like our York Street Farmers Market, like our Parkdale Night Market, are nice incentives to re-engage with the space, especially down here in ByWard. We're
Yeah.
coming up on the 200th anniversary, and this is where the city began.
Yeah,
So
I couldn't agree
that's
more.
really what we're after.
Zachary, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.